Hello, and welcome to another edition of Candid News Discussion with me, Shashank and Swami. I do understand that it's been a long time since I brought a video. It's been more than probably a year. However, I would like to thank a few of you who emailed me, IM'd me, and a couple of you even called me and said, why haven't I posted a new discussion? That was very touching, and I thank you very much. Well, those of you who have been following Candid News Discussion from the beginning know that I had serious issues with Barkhadat and Rajiv Sardesai and the biased media network that they were running. And if you have also been following the comments on the videos, you would have seen that there are a few people who just detested it and who said that I was a joke and this was all stupidity. Well, for all those people, all I have to say is, I told you so. If today anybody is watching or following anything in the country, we all know that Barkhadat and Rajiv Sardesai were actually lobbying for a Raja. I mean, can it get any worse than that? These people were actually making news instead of just reporting it. But there's far worse thing that is happening today, and I would want to concentrate on that right now. The issue I would want to talk about is all the scams that are going on. Of course, all of us know all the scams that are going on, but I want to analyze and see the reason for the inaction of the government against these scamsters. Let us take the first scam, for example. It was Kalmadi and the Commonwealth Games. Huge amount of money was spent and looted and misappropriated, and the whole country went through a very horrible phase when the international community actually looked at us and laughed. There were also stupid comments, irresponsible comments made by the sports minister saying that it's going to be like a Punjabi wedding and we're going to get everything right at the end. I mean, we were scrambling at the end of the day, and not to mention this Barkhadat and other idiots. They said, instead of complaining, why don't the civil society, you and me, go and help clean up the games village? I mean, how absurd could that get? But obviously, you can expect it from her. She is only a front organization for the Congress. So the less blame the government gets, the better it is. She just wanted to ridicule the media who's saying Kalmadi is at the fault or Sheila Dikshit is at fault. They just wanted to ridicule that and put the blame on us, we civilians. And she expected us to go and clean up the mess Kalmadi made. But what more can you expect from Barkhadat? That was one scam. And what happened later? Kalmadi was still there. He was in the opening ceremony, he was in the closing ceremony, and the worst of all, he was in China with the Indian contingent. Now, let's get to the next one, A Raja. Now this is the most heinous of everything. The reason being, the highest office of this country today, the Prime Minister's office, does not have value. A motley small player who you and I had never heard of before UPA won. A Raja. DMK themselves did not know who this guy is, except for he was a loyalist for Karunanidhi. A person like that can overrule the Prime Minister of the country today and say, you know what, you wrote me a letter not to do this, but I don't care. I'm still going ahead and doing it. And let's see what you do. And I'm not the only person condemning this. The Supreme Court of this country has also gone ahead and told the same thing as I did. He still survives. Why? He might not be the minister anymore, but he is still out at large, free. The Congress Bureau of Investigation, which was known or which continues to claim to be the Central Bureau of Investigation, what are they doing? If they're doing something, we do not know. The Supreme Court does not have any belief in what it's doing. The Supreme Court says, every other day Supreme Court catches on to CBI and says, hey, what are you doing? Alright, may not be in the same words, but that's the general picture. Why? Even after all this, nothing is happening. A lot of people say the Prime Minister is clean, he's a wonderfully clean man, without any blemish. Fine. We cannot charge him with corruption. But there is one thing I charge the Prime Minister with, is dereliction of duty. If anybody of you wants to go through the Indian Constitution, please pick it up. Go to Article 51A, Section I. Article 51A deals with the fundamental duties of each and every Indian citizen. And being a Prime Minister, it should apply to the Prime Minister first. Section I of Article 51A says, the citizen has a duty to protect public property. Isn't this 2G spectrum of public property? The Prime Minister knew that it was being swindled. He did not protect it. So I will charge the Prime Minister with dereliction of duty. But let's look at the root cause. The Prime Minister is not the root cause. Because if it was left to the Prime Minister, the moment Raja said, I'm not listening to your communication, I'm going ahead and doing what I'm doing and looting this country under your very nose, the Prime Minister could have removed him with all the powers he had. But that is in an ideal world. Please understand, we are not living in an ideal world. We are living in a world where the Prime Minister is reporting to somebody. So, who is to blame for inaction here? I am very sure, left to the Prime Minister, if he was in charge, he would have taken action immediately. But the Prime Minister is not in charge. Everybody is saying today about C.J. Thomas, corrupt J. Thomas is what he's being called today, that Caesar's wife should be above suspicion. Fine. In today's context, we have to say Rajiv's wife should be above suspicion. And this is the point. Now I want to come and tell you why the Congress party is saying no JPC. They can do everything, but they say we won't give you JPC. This is my understanding. This is my logic. I think the JPC, that's the Joint Parliamentary Committee probe, has the power to call whosoever it feels like to the table to investigate about the 2G scam. And I feel Sonia, I do not want to associate the name of the father of our nation with this person. I think Sonia can be questioned. Now, if Sonia is clean, why won't she give the right to the Prime Minister to deal with Kalmadi, to deal with Raja, to deal with Thomas? Now, this is what I wanted to tell you. Now, I am pretty sure that a lot of people are going to come and probably try to get this video off YouTube. But my suspicion is Sonia has a hand, or rather has a huge piece of the pie in all these scams. Many news channels are hinting at it, are trying to come to it. I understand they're corporate bodies and they have certain responsibilities. They can get sued. So without proof, they would not want to go ahead and say this. But analyze the situation. You take the Congress's word that the Prime Minister is a simple, just man, honest man. Yes, the Prime Minister is an honest man, but the Prime Minister is not ruling our country. And that is the sad state of affairs today. And shame on us to put this particular party in the government. The Congress says it takes care of minorities, but I will tell you that that is true. But the minorities they're talking about is not you or me or anybody else in this country. The minority population of this country are the politicians. The minority is the parliament. The minority is the Congress party leaders. That is the minority they're talking about. And yes, they definitely take care of that minority very, very well at the expense of you, me, and everybody else. I want you to go ahead and make this video viral. Send it to everybody you know. Please copy it or download it and post it as your own. So please go ahead and make this available to as many people as possible. Thank you. I'll come back soon with another one about Barkha and Rajdip Sardesai, because I need one whole video, or probably two, to do justice to the crime that they have done. Thank you.